Gardeners all over the world are smothering their soil with paper products, believing they're doing the earth a favor. Some see lush beds and thriving plants. Others end up with compacted ground, stalled crops, and soil that feels lifeless months later. The difference isn't luck, it's the material. Newspaper and cardboard may look similar, but underground, they behave like two completely different organisms. One feeds life, the other can quietly suffocate it. Soil is alive before you ever plant a seed. Billions of microbes, fungi, insects, and worms work nonstop to break down organic matter and deliver nutrients to roots. Anything you place on soil either feeds that system or blocks it. Paper-based mulches change how air, water, and microbes move through the soil surface. That change determines whether your garden improves or slowly declines. Newspaper is thin, porous, and designed to break down quickly. When layered correctly, it allows oxygen and moisture to pass through while blocking light. This starves weeds without starving soil life. Microbes and worms can penetrate it easily, pulling it downward and converting it into organic matter within just a few weeks. As newspaper decomposes, it releases carbon gradually, which soil microbes need to function. This balanced breakdown encourages fungal networks rather than bacterial dominance, leading to healthier root systems. Cardboard is, thicker, denser, and often treated for strength and durability. When it's laid directly on soil, it creates a barrier that really limits oxygen exchange. Water tends to pool on top instead of soaking through evenly. Beneath it, soil can actually become anaerobic, meaning oxygen levels drop way too low for beneficial organisms to survive. In these conditions, worms just avoid the area. Fungal networks stall, and nutrient cycling slows dramatically. What looks like weed suppression above ground can, in fact, become biological shutdown below. Many cardboard products actually contain adhesives, sizing agents, and surface coatings that are specifically designed to resist moisture. These materials, they delay breakdown and can even repel water, at least for a while. And while some types of cardboard are definitely safer than others, most of them just take much longer to integrate into the soil than gardeners usually expect. Newspaper, especially the plain black and white print kind, is made to dissolve pretty quickly, and, it doesn't have those heavy bonding agents. Cardboard often produces some pretty impressive early results. Weeds just seem to disappear, the soil stays moist, plants look perfectly fine for a few months. And honestly, this leads gardeners to assume they've found success. The problem, often shows up later when roots start to struggle as they try to penetrate those deeper layers, and you'll notice that microbial activity really drops off. Soil failure is, slow and quiet. By the time you actually see symptoms, the cause is often long forgotten. Roots do not just drink water. They breathe. Soil oxygen is essential, supporting both root respiration and microbial metabolism. Newspaper, interestingly, allows for gas exchange, while cardboard tends to restrict it. When oxygen levels drop, roots weaken and nutrient uptake declines, even when nutrients are present. Healthy soil smells earthy. Suffocating soil smells sour or stagnant. Newspaper should be layered 3 to 5 sheets thick. Thinner layers tear easily and let weeds through, while thicker stacks delay breakdown. Always wet the newspaper thoroughly before applying it so it conforms tightly to the soil surface. Cover the newspaper with at least 5 centimeters of organic mulch, such as straw, shredded leaves, or compost. This prevents drying, speeds decomposition, and feeds soil life from above. Cardboard has a place, but not as a permanent soil cover. It works best as a temporary weed suppression layer in pathways or under thick compost piles, where it will be removed or fully broken down before planting. If used in beds, cardboard should be perforated heavily and layered thinly, then removed within one growing season. Earthworms prefer soft, moist, breathable material. Newspaper becomes food quickly, while cardboard becomes, well, more of an obstacle. Worm activity is one of the best indicators of soil health, and beds mulched with newspaper consistently show higher worm populations over time. You know, worms are not fooled by surface appearances. Newspaper regulates moisture evenly. It absorbs water and then releases it slowly. Cardboard, on the other hand, sheds water until it's saturated, and then it holds onto it excessively. This creates cycles of drought and saturation that, honestly, can really stress roots. Stable moisture equals stable growth. To speed decomposition, spray the newspaper layer with a mild microbial feed. Mix 1 teaspoon of unsulfured molasses into 1 liter of water and apply evenly before mulching. This feeds microbes and speeds conversion into humus. Do not apply this mixture more than once every 3 weeks. Beds built with newspaper develop a crumbly structure, improve drainage, and increase fungal networks over time. On the other hand, beds repeatedly layered with cardboard often develop compaction zones that restrict deep rooting. Soil remembers what you place on it. You know, nature never seals soil completely. Forest floors are layered with leaves, not boxes. Breathability is really the blueprint here. Materials that mimic nature, well, they support life. On the other hand, materials designed for shipping just do not. The closer your garden follows natural systems, the less work it actually demands from you. If this changed how you see mulch and soil building, go ahead and subscribe to Nature's Blueprint. Share this with a gardener who's laying cardboard right now and help protect soil before damage becomes permanent.